Welcome back, ACPS staff. This is our final video on using WeVideo for instructional videos. In this last video, we're going to kind of go back and pick up some of the pieces. There's lots of little things that we didn't stop and talk about along the way. And so now in this last video, we're going to go back and we're just going to kind of grab some of those unrelated things. So we're picking up right where we left off. This is the video project that I just finished and I just clicked to export a few minutes ago because there are some additional options that you have once you have finished and exported a project, and they are underneath of the project thumbnail here. So let's take a look at these menu options across the bottom. The first one is Details. Details gives you the option to change the title of your video, to type out some sort of a description that anyone who is viewing your video can read before they begin to play it, and it allows you to change the thumbnail. So you can custom create a thumbnail for the video rather than taking whatever they give you by default here in this window. Then you'll see things like the current size of the video, the duration, and some additional information about that video project. Our next option here is to add subtitles. Subtitles are WeVideo's version of closed captioning, so super duper important. If you're making instructional videos for your students, please add the subtitles to them after you've exported the video so that we're meeting those accessibility needs of some of our students who learn better with options to view and read in order to increase their comprehension. If you choose that option for subtitles, it will increase the processing time, so just be aware that it's going to go back to processing the video and take several more minutes before it is ready to go, but it will auto-generate those subtitles or captions for you. Our third option is to download. When we finished the video and we clicked to export it, download was not an immediate option. I could certainly save it to my Google Drive, go there and download it. That absolutely would work. But if what I need is an MP4 that I can submit to an external source, sometimes sharing that through my Google Drive just isn't an option. They need me to attach an actual file to that. So I do have the option to download from right here in WeVideo. I just need to export the project first. Lastly, I have a share option from right here inside of WeVideo. Again, I can always go to Google Drive and I can share it, but that option exists here inside of WeVideo as well. And all I need to do is click share, make sure that it is unlocked and set to public, and then copy this link right here, and anybody who clicks on the link would be able to view my video with no problem. So sharing from right here in WeVideo in this export screen as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on done. And we're going to exit out of this and we're going to land back on our main dashboard here in WeVideo. Now I want to go back and I want to look at something that was inside of the editor's window before we come back and we pick up the pieces in the main dashboard as well. So we're back here in the editor's window as though we wanted to make changes to this project. And what you'll find in the far upper left-hand corner is what we call a hamburger menu. That menu with all of those hidden options all the way in the upper left-hand corner. I can leave this project and create a new one from there. I have the ability to save. I will tell you everything you do in WeVideo saves automatically, but if you want to ensure that it's saved, if you need to jump out very quickly, you can always click on save to manually force it to save and make sure that you've got the latest changes. You can make a copy of this. So if I basically want to start the same type of movie that I'm already creating, I can choose that make a copy. I can add this to my templates area, which we're going to talk about in just a moment here by choosing convert to template. I can access the version history. Just like working with our Google files, version history can be especially important if you're working in a collaborative file, because oftentimes the changes made by one person are not necessarily aligned with the vision of the other person. So being able to go back through the version history and see what changes were made and when and by who, and then access previous versions is super important. A great feature to have. Under themes, you can choose between light and dark mode. You may have noticed throughout my video tutorials that I prefer to be in dark mode, and that is why the background here in WeVideo is all black or that very dark gray. If you don't prefer that, you will find that light mode is the default, but if you, like me, prefer dark, you can simply go into the themes option there in the hamburger menu and change that. Preferences allows you to snap clips. So as I was adjusting things here in my menu, you'll see that they kind of snap to the beginning and end of other clips, and that is exactly what that menu option under preferences does. If you don't want it to snap and you want the ability to adjust it manually, you can simply come here and turn that off, and now your clips will not snap to the beginning, and you'll have to be more manually precise in getting them to the exact position. So entirely up to you depending on the effects that you're going for in the video that you're creating. There's your standard help menu. It'll give you access to WeVideo tutorials that are out there, allow you to search their database of resources if you need to know how to do something. And then our final option in the hamburger menu there is to edit in full screen. This allows you to take away everything that has to do with Chrome or your desktop itself and just focus on the tools that are available in WeVideo. This can be especially important if you're working on something like a laptop screen or a Chromebook screen as opposed to a larger external monitor, because we know those screens are pretty small. Now, you may have missed the message that popped up briefly when I entered into that full screen mode, and it said to get out of full screen mode, you just click escape. So when I need to get back to having my Chrome menu as well as the toolbar across the bottom of my Windows 10 laptop, I just click escape and I get all of those tools back. So that is the additional options that are available when you're working here in the editor's window up there in your hamburger menu. With that, let's go back to our main WeVideo dashboard. So I'm going to close out of this project and return to the first landing page or dashboard that we came to when we first began a project here in WeVideo. There are lots of other menu options that we only talked about very, very briefly, if at all, in the video tutorials. Home is always going to bring you back to this screen. Classes and assignment ideas will be covered in a different WeVideo series called WeVideo with Students. Obviously, with names like classes and assignments, it is all about students creating videos, not necessarily you creating videos on your own. Then we come to templates. Remember, we had that option in our hamburger menu to save as a template. Templates give you just that. They give you all kinds of clips that have already been added to the editor's window. So you can see here, if we go into one called Morning Meeting, that we have all kinds of options for like our title slides, call out here. Then we have a teacher who's talking about something important. And what you would do is utilize this template to go through and replace each one of those clips that is preloaded with your own clip, but following their lead. For example, what goes here is a call out. That call out is pointing right at the teacher's mouth as the teacher is talking about something important that will happen today, or maybe recapping something that happened yesterday. So they're giving you all the ideas for how you can make an engaging video for a morning meeting in K-12 with all of these clips preloaded into the template, and you just replace them with your content. After templates, we come to projects. Everything that you have ever created in WeVideo is going to be here in your projects area. You'll have the edit button to open and resume editing anything that you had worked on previously if you want to continue. Remember, as I said, everything by default is named My Project, so you can see I have a lot of things that I never took the time to go back and name. So very important that you name those so that you know exactly what you're working with. Uploads, just as we saw inside of the editing window, contains everything that you've ever added here in WeVideo. We have the voice recording I made previously. We have that webcam capture. We have the screen capture. We have that picture of a mouse I added. And then we get back into stuff that was added days ago, weeks ago, videos that I've done previously. Every single clip that I've ever added is here under my uploads. Our final stop on this menu is to look at our exports. And this is where all of those exported videos go to. If you remember when I said when you export it, everything saves here inside of WeVideo, this is where those exports go. If you click on one of your exports, it's going to open in this same window where you have the ability to change your details, add subtitles, download. So right here in the export window, it's the same for all of those. But this is every video project that I've ever created and finished here inside of WeVideo. Our last stop is the additional options here under Create. If I choose Create Recording, it's basically the same as choosing Create Video, except that it immediately starts with the option to record my webcam, record my screen, or record both. If I choose the option to create GIF, the editing window looks exactly the same as it did when I was recording a video. The difference is I have a maximum time of 45 seconds. So you can see this timestamp over here in my editor's window of 45 is indicated in orange with like a marker on it to show me my stop time. So a GIF is a silent video. There's absolutely no audio incorporated in it at all, and it is up to 45 seconds, often utilized to show a series of steps in an instructional video, but also great and fun for making memes that can be incorporated into your instruction as well. I'm going to close out and show you our final option under Create, which is Podcast. We can create a podcast. Unlike a GIF, going into the podcast is going to make you 100% videoless file. So we're using a video creation tool to only record audio. It's not going to access my webcam. It's not going to record my screen. It's only going to record me. So if your students want the ability to really express themselves, but they're hesitant to be on camera, that podcast option allows them to still accomplish what they can with a video by telling you a little bit about themselves or their life, but they don't have to be on the screen captured in the webcam if they don't like that. But your podcast option gives you basically the same options as audio in the video recording tools, just no video added into that. So in this last video, as I said, we're going to kind of go back and pick up some pieces. We saw the options in the export window after you've finished and exported a video. We went back into the editing window and we looked at what's in the hamburger menu up there. Then we went back to our dashboard. We looked at all the menu options down the left-hand side before you even get into a project itself. And we picked up the additional options under the Create button to create a podcast or a GIF instead of a true video. So at this point, you guys should all be experts at using WeVideo for instructional videos. I hope that you have really learned some great tools that you can incorporate into your class. And if you are interested in using WeVideo with students, please check out our additional series that focuses on the classroom tools and the assignments feature.